What up, kinfolk? It's your boy Screwface Capone in the house. It is Monday, April 5th, and it's time for 5-Bit News. We're going to take a look at 5 news items from last week. Not necessarily the biggest ones, but 5 interesting news items. Not a whole lot of big stuff happened last week. The biggest news, obviously, being Sony taking the stores for PSP, PS Vita, and PlayStation 3 offline this summer. But I already hit on that on last week's segment. So this week we're going to take a look at Activision involving itself in another scandal involving DMCA takedowns. A pretty good launch for Monster Hunter Rise. A so-so launch for Outriders. Also, a former PlayStation exclusive game comes to Xbox Game Pass. And finally, we're going to take a look at some updates for Esports Boxing Club. So we're going to hop right in, but before we do that, I want to make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the little bell icon if you want to see more gaming content. I got more on the way, so you're definitely going to want to check it out. And that way, if you subscribe, you'll be the first to know when I drop new content. So it helps me out. You get to be the first to watch new videos, and we all benefit from it. But let's hop in. We start off with Activision landing itself some more bad press. So the gaming news site Video Games Chronicle leaked news on their Twitter account about a new Call of Duty Warzone map. For those who don't know, Warzone is the battle royale mode in the more recent Call of Duty games. Their Twitter account was hit with a DMCA strike, which locked them out of their account. Here's writer Andy Robinson. So here's the actual leak, and as you can see, like, this isn't from the news site. It's actually a photo from the campaign, I believe. But still, this was the tweet that got them hit with the DMCA strike, and of course, Twitter did. It looks like Twitter did restore it. So at least that part is over. Still though, anybody who is in social media or uses YouTube knows how destructive DMCA strikes can be. And on YouTube, at least, if you get 3 of them, then you're in danger of losing your channel, and your ability to create other channels is affected. If you saw my statement last week that I told you about how Jim Sterling ended up in that situation with Gilson B. Ponte over some videos that he did about his games. So I'm not sure how it works on Twitter, but as you can see, like, when you do get hit with a DMCA strike, it does keep you locked out of your account. So as far as I know, VGC's post is protected by fair use. So really, it's not hampering their ability to. It's simply news and criticism and commentary about Activision's product, and they're certainly not hampering their ability to create this to market this product. Now, if there was it would be different if, say, Activision had a non-disclosure agreement with them, but that doesn't look to be the case here. And so really, like, no matter what the reason is for, it's a pretty scummy move on the back of Activision. I mean, it's scummy enough when you see, like, these indie developers do it, or just people on the internet who want to troll and chase clout. But we got a big corporation like I'm about to say Amazon and shit, but we got a big corporation like Amazon. Monday, right? We got a big corporation like Activision pulling this shit, then that just puts them in an even further light. Because this is just like a short time after they let nearly 200 people go, while the CEO, Bobby Kotick, is bringing in record profits. So I think the last thing the company should be wanting to deal with at this point is another scandal like this, especially with DMCA. But like I said, the tweet in question is back up, so it looks like this is over for now. But again, not a good look for Activision. It's been a very good week for the game Monster Hunter, for the new game Monster Hunter Rise. Well, not so much week as in weekend, as the game released last Friday on the Nintendo Switch. As the game has shipped over 5 million units worldwide. So here's this article from GameStop. Now, note that now it's not exactly clarified if they mean shipped or sold. Shipped and sold are two different things. But they've also pointed out that the franchise total as far as shipped units is over 71 million. As of last December, it was 66 million. So now it's really climbing up there. So as far as Rise, it's been getting a lot of good reviews. People enjoy the new mechanics, and plus it's on Switch, so the portability also makes it has also been making it a hit with players. And also it's like one of those games that does like elements similar to like online games and live services, but they don't use the live service trappings. It's still a full game. No microtransactions. Very little, if any, paid DLC. So that's also another good thing. You know, companies just making a game and selling it. It should also be noted that Monster Hunter World, by the way, that sold 50 million units in its lifetime. So that's over 50 million units. So that's Capcom's highest selling game ever. I mean, not Street Fighter, not Resident Evil, not Mega Man, not Darkstalkers, not Marvel vs. anything. It was Monster Hunter. So that should alone tell you the fan base and the devotion to the franchise. And I expect that Rise will be doing similar. Rise will be doing like somewhat similar numbers to that. It might be a little lesser because it's only on Switch, but then the Switch base might boost it up even further. And I believe it's also scheduled to come out on PC in early 2022. But still, Monster Hunter. So it's a pretty good time for the franchise too. The movie came out like several months ago, and it released in Japan on the same day as Monster Hunter Rise was released. But I don't know. I'm not sure how the movie turned out because I didn't really see it. If you saw the movie, then let me know what you think in the comments. Also, if you played the game, let me know how you feel about it too. I'm definitely looking to check it out pretty soon. So, Monster Hunter Rise, it's hats off to Capcom and congratulations on another great hit. One game that had a so-so week since its release is the game Outriders. Outriders is a new looter shooter from Square Enix and developer People Can Fly. So, since its release, Outriders has had several server issues, and at one point, People May Fly had to take the servers down. So, here's this article on GameStop in which they go through the server issues, like suggesting workarounds and stuff. And I'll link to this in the comments. You can also go to the status page to check the status of the servers. And at some point, they're going to come out and explain like what exactly went on with the servers and the outages and stuff. Now, one thing you can take away from all this is that having an always online requirement for a game you can play in single player is bullshit. If you're playing, obviously you can play the game multiplayer, so there's that. If you can play the game in single player, then there's no good reason why you need to be connected to a server just to be able to get online. Especially like I do. I'm a lone wolf when I play these games. Sometimes I let some of my friends in. Other times I'm just out. I'm just going for myself. So, in fact, you can't even pause the game in single player. But if you're playing on PC and you have an NVIDIA graphics card, then you can pause it. So hopefully So hopefully the game so hopefully people may fly and step their game up, because Surveys You Decide, this is actually a pretty fun game to play. I played the demo and I played through some of the single player campaign, and while the story is pretty flat, like everybody's saying, the action, that's where the game really shines. Blasting enemies, looting objects, finding new weapons and armor and loot, plus being able to use your powers. That's the real kicker. And really, this game's actually making all the right. And this game was actually taking all the right boxes as far as multiplayer looter shooters are concerned. There aren't any microtransactions, none of that live service crap, and they promise to support the game with additional in-game content. Now, it's not all bad for Outriders. The game's actually the game has actually surpassed Avengers at its peak player count. So Marvel's Avengers, it's Square Enix other multiplayer online game with looter elements, but is a live service. Its all-time player peak was 31,000, but shortly after launch, Outriders nearly doubled that peak with 55,000 players, and at the time of this news article writing, which was a few days ago, the new peak is at 103, and this is on Steam. So I don't know about Xbox Live, or I don't know about Xbox or PlayStation or even Stadia. Assuming people actually are playing on Stadia, but yeah, when a new IP is outperforming a game that's based on one of the biggest IPs at the moment, then you as a game publisher you as a game developer and a game publisher need to step your game up. Some people from Crystal Dynamics might want to look at this game and copy some of the, and check out and see how it's see what's working and see what's not working if they're going to go on this path. Or at the very least, just when you have an IP, when you have an IP as big as Avengers, don't turn into some live service crap. But hopefully, now that it seems that people can fly back to Outriders, seems that the kinks are being ironed out for the game. So hopefully the server performance will be better. There'll be some great in-game content, and hopefully the game will continue to perform well. Because this is definitely one of my early favorites for this year, and it's always good to see a company take a chance with a new IP. So Outriders is definitely a step in the right direction. Alright, so a while ago I reported that the former PlayStation exclusive MLB The Show is coming to the Xbox One for the first time this year. So this past week we learned that not only is it coming to Xbox One, but it's also coming to Xbox Game Pass, which is a major coup for the Xbox brand. And by the way, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 owners will still have to pony up $60 and $60 or $70 depending on what version when it comes out later this month. So for those not in the know, MLB is Sony's flagship baseball franchise, and for the past several years, it was the only serious MLB baseball sim. This happens what happened was that 2K Games was originally putting out their MLB game, but their contract ended and they decided not to renew it. What it was is that they had third-party exclusivity, but so while first-party developers, say Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony, could develop MLB games, no other third party could do so. So, of course, Microsoft and Nintendo never put out their own MLB game, but Sony went right along with the show, and that deal ended. So for several years, the only way you could get like MLB baseball was on a Sony console. So what happened was that last year when Sony renewed its deal with the with Major League Baseball. They agreed to bring the series multi-platform. I'm not sure like why they agreed to do that, but if I had to guess, then Major League Baseball saw the amount of money they can make by having what was pretty much their flagship game available on other consoles besides Sony PlayStation, and maybe they didn't want Sony to have a monopoly anymore. But anyway, the new game is of course coming to Xbox One. And it'll be on an Xbox Game Pass from day one, coming out this April 20th. It's also gonna be available on Xbox Cloud Gaming too. So if you buy the game on Xbox Series X, and you get access to a Stadium Creator mode. And this one doesn't mention that, but apparently this is going to be like one of the deepest, biggest franchise modes yet. So while I'm not really a huge baseball sports video game player, but I can see like what kind of value this adds to the lineup. And again, this is like a major coup for Xbox fans. So this is definitely something you're going to want to check out if you got Xbox Game Pass. I mean, it's kind of weird that who would have thought in 2021 you'd see a Sony game coming to Xbox, right? Alright, finally, I'm going to leave you all with an update for Esports Boxing Club. That's the highly anticipated new boxing simulation game that's coming to PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 later this year. So, for the past several weeks, they've been releasing like development diaries and game updates. And this past weekend, they put out a fighter reveal. So I'm not going to show you the whole video because it's like 15 minutes long, but I'll go over some of the highlights. So as you can see, like so this one they introduced like some of the legends that are coming in, and some of the current grapplers, and there's also going to be showing off some of the female characters. So right here you got Clarissa Shields. Here's Jessica McCaskill, welterweight. Cecilia Bracas, and I'm not sure how they pronounce her name. I just saw it and I'm mispronouncing her name. They also got legends in it like Ray Mancini. Who else? And of course you got like the current stars like Vasil Lomachenko. And there's also going to be some crossover stars from other sports. You've got... Where's that at? There's one I wanted to show you, but I'm scrolling through here.
Across different sports.
You got Chris Cyborg, who's actually in MMA, and you got Badir. You got kickboxer Badir Hari. So like, and there's also like several like international stars, Sergio Martinez. I'll link to this video in the commentary. So like, what this is showing, like, what it's actually showing is that like there's not just like the guys that they announced so far. There's gonna be like a lot more boxers and a lot more women boxers and even some crossover stars. So definitely stay tuned to their YouTube channel, because apparently they're gonna announce a big legend who's signed with the game. So it's like the more I see about this game, the more excited I am about it. Like last week they showed off a gameplay video, so I'm going to that real quick. So, like,
I'm the art director at SCI.
So again, I'll link to this in the comments. So they showed off some of the footwork, some of the defensive stances, like stuff like counter punches, and this is all alpha work. And they even showed off some of the career modes. So you'll link up with promoters. negotiate matches, set up training camps, negotiate payouts. So like they're pretty gonna go in deep. And of course, like I keep saying, like if the gameplay matches up, then this could be that. This could completely blow Fight Night out of the water. So again, the more I see about this game, the more I'm enjoying. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait to get this in my hands and check it out. And I know you can't wait till either, because I know when I put out a video about these games, then they're usually the highest rated on the. They usually get some of the most views on the channel. So hopefully we'll be hearing about a release sooner rather than later. But until then, I'm glad that they're keeping us up to date with all these surprises and stuff. So that's Esports Boxing Club. Definitely one to check out when it drops. On this week's Cool Shit, we take a look at the free-to-play multiplayer shooter Paladins. Now I know what you're thinking, a live service game, come on fam. And it looks like Overwatch too, what gives? But don't sleep on this game, it's fun. The game features dozens of playable characters called champions, each with their own unique play styles. You can also adjust each character's abilities even further by use of deck building so you can create custom loadouts. Of course it's going to draw some comparisons to Overwatch, but if you play the game you'll find that there are enough differences to set it apart from Blizzard's classic. The developers are constantly adding new content from new skins to new events and even new champions. Best of all, the game features cross-play and cross-progression, so you can play on PC, then take the battle on the go with Nintendo Switch and retain all your progress. You can link up with your friends whether they're on PlayStation 4, Xbox, or otherwise. If you like online shooters, give Paladins a shot. It's better than Fortnite. Alright, kinfolk, that wraps it up for 5-bit news / cool shit. I hope you enjoyed what you watched, and if you did, hit that thumbs up icon. Also, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. That way you'll be the first to know when I drop a new video. So I got more stuff on the way, and also pretty soon I'm gonna be dropping a trailer for my upcoming project. So my video output is gonna be slowing up a little bit while I'm putting this together. But I'm still gonna try to break you off with like 1 or 2 videos a week. So until then, again, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'm Audi 51,000G, kinfolk.